The yelling, the screaming, the fighting. About to lose your mind? Hi, I'm Savannah Taylor, and welcome back to the Alabaster Box, where my passion is to help you reach your relationship goals with your truth, your worth, and your best. So if you're married with children, especially teenagers, you already know that relationship goals are more than just about what happens between two people. In fact, I recently did a video called The Truth About Great Marriages. You can click the link above and save it to watch for later. But the takeaway is that no one is handed a great situation. And even if you were, it still has to be maintained, and that takes skill. You know, I start out my videos by saying I want to help you reach your relationship goals with first and foremost your truth. And in order to do that, we got to keep it real. So if your household is a little or a lot out of control and you feel like you're about to snap, I'm going to give you a 6-step strategy on how to bring things back to center when stuff starts going to crazy town. So if that sounds like something that makes you want to go grab a pen and paper, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. So the first thing in learning to manage conflict in your home is to practice calling family meetings. Now this may sound a little over the top and you might even get a few eye rolls, but let me tell you why it works. One of the fundamental needs we have as human beings is to belong. And when there's trouble in your home, hardship, the first thing that people need to remember is that we are a family. This is especially effective when dealing with blended families because there's always a tendency for someone to feel like they never really belonged. And then those thoughts tend to morph into other irrational thoughts. And then down the line, it becomes really tough to unravel where certain behaviors are even coming from. So practicing calling a family meeting is a very effective way in managing conflict in the home. One of the great things about calling family meetings is that anybody can call a family meeting. You just need a facilitator, which is someone who can mediate and keep the peace, and a note taker. Now, if you're the one calling the family meeting and everybody's feeling some kind of way, you might have to do both. And in some instances, it might be wise to call in a trusted outsider. And if you want them to follow this format, just share this video. Now, if you're dealing with something serious, weekly follow-ups might be necessary. However, for regular maintenance, I recommend monthly family meetings. That way, if something serious happens, you've already got a great foundation in place and things can move along much more efficiently. Now, if family meetings are something that you regularly have, it might just be necessary to do a check-in every now and then and a little round table. And if there's no issues, let's eat. Step number 2, set ground rules. Now, in my profession, we call this group agreements. But what it basically means is that everyone is going to state what they want or don't want to see during the meeting. And for example, this could be everyone agreed to silence their devices, everyone agreed to keep what is said confidential, and everyone agreed to only speak one at a time. These agreements should be taken down by the note taker and, if possible, posted so that everyone remembers what the ground rules are during the meeting. Number 3, start with what's working. Listen, it's easy to just jump into the problem and go off on everybody, but what often gets overlooked is starting with the things that are working. I'm telling you, validation is very powerful. And when people feel that validation of things that they have been getting right or things that are going well and can be given credit for that, you'll be surprised how much smoother this meeting will go. So the note taker needs to be sure in this step to list all of the positives that are mentioned at this point. And the facilitator needs to make sure that everyone stays on topic. Number 4, bring it. No, really, bring it. This is the time where whatever the problem is, whatever the issue is, this is the time to get it all out on the table. Now, in some cases, nothing serious is really going on, especially if you've been doing these types of meetings as a regular maintenance. And in those times, maybe someone just has some concerns and this is the time to address them. Number 5, have a light bulb moment. I love the expression that says, small minds discuss people, average minds discuss events, but great minds discuss ideas. We could talk about problems all day, but at the end of it, we still need solutions. And this is where family meetings really shine, because meeting with professionals definitely has a time and a place. But at the end of the day, there's no cookie cutter approach to a situation, and a family still has to do what works for them. So at this stage, the note taker needs to make sure they list next to all of those concerns a light bulb idea. And for the final step, number 6, go for the win. Get it? Go for the win, W-H-E-N. Anyway, at this point, it's human nature to make all these plans and then just leave them floating out there with no time frame or anything. So at this point, everyone needs to state for the note taker next to all of those light bulb ideas, when is this going to start? Or who's going to do what, and when does it need to be done by? Because, plans still need action. So for the final step, go for the win. Hey, if you've gotten any value out of this video, please click the like button and subscribe. You can also hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. And if you like what you've heard, there's a lot more where this came from. In my book, He Who Finds a Wife, Biblical Principles for the Believing Woman Who Dates. It's available on Amazon, and I've included a link down below in the description box. But before you go, question of the day is, what steps would you include in managing conflict in the home? I'd love to hear from you in the comments section down below. You can also join the discussion at Savannah's Alabaster Box on Facebook. I have an entire Facebook community there. You can also find me on Instagram. Until then, remember, live your truth, live your worth, live your best, and I'll check you next time when we see what's inside the Alabaster Box. Bye.